Hello guys, Vino here and welcome to another OTGV on the go video, or basically a video from my phone on the go. So it's currently coming up it's just gone 11:15 AM on Friday the 25th of April 2025. Hopefully you guys are doing really well. I'm doing fucking fantastic. To be absolutely honest, I'm doing really well right now. I've just come back from the shop at the end of my road. Got a couple of bits on clearance, got a drink and stuff like that. So I'm just sat here sipping on the drink. But today is the day that finally, after about a year or so, I finally get my hands on the Marvel Cinematic Universe Infinity Saga 4K box set. The reason why I say it's been about a year, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to roll back a little bit. Last year, I messaged a seller on the Facebook Marketplace. Basically, they're willing to hold on to it for me while I raised the money. I raised the money, essentially, literally 3 days before I was due to travel there. And it would have been a 4-hour round trip. So 2 hours there, 2 hours back. They reposted it to Facebook Marketplace. And the description on the item said something along the lines of, because of a time waster. Something like that. So I messaged the seller, basically going, what's going on? Have you got another version of it? What's going on? And they went, no, sorry, that's accidental. If you look at my Facebook Marketplace profile, I've added some more stuff over the last few days because they were trying to clear out because they didn't want to move or something. And they said that must have also posted. The thing is, they'd removed it completely. They didn't switch it to pending or anything. They removed it completely. Now, if they switched it to pending, and it switched from pending back to just listed on the Facebook Marketplace, I'd understand. But no, they deleted it completely. They claimed it got reposted. And then they tried to claim it was their partner, because I did mention the description had changed slightly. And they went, that must have been my partner. Now, there are a lot of red flags going through my head right now. I, for one, and I will fully admit this is a personal thing, wouldn't have my partner having access to my Facebook profile. That's just me, personally, and that'd be a red flag for me anyway, but beside the point. But the other two things are big red flags in and of themselves. It being reposted and the description being like that. My thought also, because the pictures were slightly different, is that something was going on. So I basically said to the seller, look, I'm not coming. I do apologise. I'm not coming. Red flags, sort of thing. He got really pissed off and sent a really shitty message back to me, essentially. But I just blocked him. Well, actually, he blocked me. I blocked him as well and moved on. So that fell through my fingers. And then fairly recently, in the last few months, I had another person that I was going to buy it from, but he was frankly overcharging for the whole amount. Wants to charge like £70 for posting and packaging, which is ridiculous. Yeah, I've actually spoken to a few people about that whole situation, and a load of people had the theory that he wanted more money for it, but felt bad asking for more money because we'd already agreed on a price for it, so he just thought he'd charge excess posting and packaging to basically get that money back. Yeah, when I asked him about the posting and packaging, he was like, oh, the box and the packing stuff and all that kind of stuff costs money. I'm like, what, 70 quid? Doesn't cost 70 quid for all of that stuff. So, and there was a few other red flags, and he moved the goalposts on a couple of occasions, basically. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry about that. Yeah, so he moved the goalposts on a couple of occasions. So again, that fell through my fingers. At the time, I was checking CX regularly to see if it pops up on CX. I will say it's increased in price on CX. It was around the 380 mark. It's now up to 420 on the CX website. I bought it for 410. It's actually gone up in the last couple of days since me buying it. Supply and demand. That's how it works, essentially. But yeah, I've been checking CX quite religiously, and it popped up the other day. I went and sold some stuff, got the voucher. It's on its way. I could not be happier. The plan today is I'm probably, after it arrives, I'm going to go down to my local, both of my local CXs actually, and I'm going to trade in the box set that I forgot to take down the other day, and hopefully another box set that I didn't take down because I can't find it at the moment. Hopefully I can find it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get as many of the MCU films that came out after the Infinity Saga that I can. I think between my two CXs, they've got like Black Widow, the 10 Rings. I've forgotten what the actual name of it is. Anyway, they've got that. They've got, I think they do have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, they got a few. They got Spider-Man No Way Home. So they have a few of them that came out after the Infinity Saga. So I'm hoping to pick up a few of those. I've still got the £50 voucher, £54 voucher anyway. So with that and with that set, I can hopefully get quite a few of them and hopefully build up or complete that collection. I'm going for a bit. I'm going to sit here, watch some YouTube, relax until the box set arrives, and I'll speak to you guys a bit later. Hi guys, so I'm back. It's currently coming up for 2 PM, same day. I've been playing some MLB The Show 24 and 25 to sort of compare between the two to see if 25 is worth it. And I'm trying to work out why I enjoyed 25 more than I did 24 for a bit, and actually it was just the control scheme. So in MLB The Show, you can actually customize your control scheme quite finitely. There's like 4 different options for like fielding, batting, pitching, all that kind of stuff, and I just had to basically make MLB The Show 24 match what I was using on 25, and actually I think I'm going to stick with 24. To be honest, the actual baseboard itself is very, very similar to 25, very similar to 24 and vice versa. Yes, they've added some bits to 25, and having said that, even if I stick with 24 for now, and I still want to get 25, I've got until, so it's like the 7th of May. I think that the 30% off is, well, it's 29%, but 30% off is on till, so I'm sure I can find something else to maybe sell if I wanted to, in order to get MLB The Show 25, or I could wait till payday and buy it with pay money, so to speak. So that's the options when it comes to that, which means I probably am going to be taking down that box set that's in the front room, and then using the money to get some of the MCU 4Ks, because between my two CXs that are within my city, I can get quite a few of the different MCU films. I need to look up online which ones have what, but part of me just wants to go down and browse, to be honest, because I was spending hours last night flitting between the different stores, and I did have 2 versions of the CX website open, and CX doesn't really like that too much. It doesn't, each setting you have set doesn't stay instanced. So what I mean by that is I had one filtered to one CX store, the other filtered to the other CX store, and I was flicking back and forth. But every so often when the page would update on either of those tabs, it would change the settings, the filter, to one of the other stores, if you make sense. So it doesn't instantize the filters per tab. It's whatever the live session was last time you accessed the website. Probably a cookie based thing when it comes to them, when it comes to their filters and stuff like that. But it was getting really infuriating at one point. Plus I was getting a bit tired and confused, and at the end of the day, sometimes it's just better just to go down, have a bit of a browse, have a bit of a look there in person rather than just looking online. There's actually quite a large subset of people online that say they don't like shopping online because it doesn't feel organic. It feels rather stagnant, and I understand where they're coming from in a lot of ways, because sometimes going down, browsing, just looking at things, you can get a better understanding. I'm just hoping that either the box set turns up in time. If not, my housemate gets home in about half an hour, so I can leave them here and I can go and get these extra films that I want. I also last night used Gemini, the Google's AI companion, I suppose you could call it, to give me a list of all of the post Infinity War films that all came out. And I've got a list of those in a Google Doc, so I can actually sort of check them off as I go through, and also I can make sure I don't double buy, because that's something that I want to avoid doing, is obviously double buying between the ones I'm already going to have in the Infinity War box set versus any ones that have come out since. I'm actually really looking forward to grabbing hold of No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, because obviously that was directed by Sam Raimi. Was it Sam Raimi, that one? Or was that Multiverse of Madness? That was Multiverse of Madness. Was directed by Sam Raimi. And of course the first one was Scott Derrickson. Both of them horror directors, actually, as you probably well know on that one. But I'm looking to Spider-Man No Way Home. I know about what happens in it. Obviously I won't say too much in case some other people haven't seen it or don't know what happens, but it is a pretty cool thing that happens. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and finally watching that in 4K. Yes, I do have access to Disney Plus, and I could go watch it through there. But you know what? There's something about having the actual 4K itself. I've always been kind of old school in that regards. Even though the best version of those films is on Disney Plus, because of the IMAX experience and all the stuff they put onto Disney Plus. And I know that Disney aren't the best at physical releases, but you know what? I like the look of the 4Ks. I like how clean, how slick the covers and everything look. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. At the end of the day, yeah. So that's the plan as it stands at the moment. I'm going to go for now, and I'll see you guys a bit later. Who knows? Maybe I'll be out and about when I do my next update for you guys. So hi there, guys. It's actually a few days later. I've got crazy hair right now that probably need to brush or comb it. It's currently literally 1 minute to 1 p.m. on Monday the 28th of April 2025 as I'm recording this segment. You've already seen the updates that I've done over the weekend, showing off all the Marvel 4K Blu-rays that I've gotten. Some of them are Sony Marvel films, some are Disney Marvel films. But yeah, I've gone ahead and got that. I'm going down CX today to pick up a click and collect. I'm actually picking up Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin on 4K. They didn't have the first Batman film. They claimed they had it, but when they actually went to pick the stock, they didn't have it. Excuse me. So I went ahead and then click and collected Batman Mark of the Phantasm, the animated movie. So I'm going to be picking that up as well today. I'm trading in a couple of bits that I've already spoken about in a TFAC over the weekend. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is, with that money, I'm going to go ahead and order the first Batman film, the 1989 Batman film, on 4K online CX, and that arrived the next couple of days. I also currently have an order which should be arriving tomorrow. I've got the Dawn of the Dead 4K set, and I've also got Hellraiser Quartet of Torment also arriving either today or tomorrow, depending on when Royal Mail decide to get their arse in gear and get that to me, so to speak. I'm going to be heading out very soon, to be honest. We've had some work done on the roof, the front of the house, the scaffolding up, and all sorts, and the builders just left, the roofers just left. They needed access to the back of the house, so I had to stay in. I'm starving right now, basically. I need to pop to the shop and probably get something to eat. What I might do is pop to the shop that's next to the bus stop, that I'll get the bus to my town centre. I'll get something to eat there, and then I will just keep the wall from the door for a bit. Maybe I've got something in the fridge that I can use to keep the wall from the door. The reason why I say that is I'm probably going to pop to Greggs down, down my city centre, have some Greggs. Oh, just realised that the Greggs that's basically practically next to CX is currently closed for refurbishment. So I'd have to walk halfway through the town centre, which part of me doesn't want to do. So maybe I'll just buy some lunch or something from the co-op, the shop that's next to the bus stop that I'll be getting the bus from, and then using that to satiate my hunger, so to speak, and then come back home and maybe check out the 4Ks. And that's basically the plan as it stands at the moment. And we'll see what the afternoon brings after that. I'm really hungry right now, so I think I need to pop out, get something to eat, go downtown, grab these 4Ks, and go from there, I think. Hello guys, I'm back with my haul, so to speak. I've got some Scotch eggs in the air fryer right now, heating up. They're going to take about 20 minutes, 15 minutes from now. Going to have those for my lunch. Just watching some softball at the moment in the background. But yeah, went down CX, came back rather quickly, and we're going to one hand. We're going to 2 moments. There we are. So we've got Mask of the Phantasm on 4K. We got Batman Forever on 4K. We have Batman and Robin on 4K. And we have Batman Returns on, you guessed it, 4K. And I'm going to be ordering Batman 1989 online. I'll see if there's anywhere local I can click and collect it from, but I'll be ordering it online if not. I've got a £20 voucher with what I just took down there, so I can use that to both get that and pay for the postage, and that'll be with me probably Wednesday or Thursday this week. So I think that's going to be it for my little stint when it comes to 4Ks. For now, I'm sure that I will continue to collect 4Ks from now on. I need to be a little bit more careful with my paycheck, so to speak, pay this month and next month, because of course I am buying a Switch 2, although my housemate has generously offered to contribute towards the Switch 2. Still be mine, they've just offered to contribute towards it, so that will actually make it a lot easier to get. Anyway, I'm gonna settle down for a bit, watch some softball, eat my Scotch eggs, and relax for a bit. Hi guys, so it's actually been a couple of days since I've recorded a segment, more so because I haven't been able to, because we've had some work done on the house, mainly the roof, basically, and there was a lot of interruptions, a lot of people around, so I couldn't really record a video over the last couple of days. They finished now, as far as I'm aware, and my hair is being weird, of course it is, because I'm recording a video. But as far as we're aware, they have now finished, so I can record a video today. It's currently come up to midday on Wednesday the 30th of April 2025. It is payday today. Obviously, I'm keeping most of that money to one side to be able to buy the Switch 2 when it releases next month, as well as the money I get next month. I think I mentioned this in the last segment, but just to make sure I do mention this, my housemate has quite graciously offered to contribute towards the Switch 2, which does make it easier, obviously, to be able to afford. I just need to be able to get a pre-order. I almost got one yesterday, but it slipped through my fingers, so to speak. More went up about 10 o'clock-ish this morning on Amazon, but of course they got swept up very quickly. I've got a nice cup of coffee here. A wonderful, wonderful cup of coffee. But what I am going to do with some of my money is I'm going to get the Days Gone PS5 upgrade. There's a couple games on Steam that are also on sale that I've had on my wish list for quite some time. Mindustry is like £2.50, £2.70. and Shakedown Hawaii is also like £2.50 or £2.70, or along those lines. So I'm going to be buying those two, as well as Days Gone, and we'll see where the rest of the month goes. I've still got £20 worth of voucher from CX. Haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with that. I'm still waiting for my package to arrive through the Royal Mail. I'm actually quite pissed off about that, because I ordered it over the weekend. It said it dispatched on a Sunday, and yet not until I looked today does it seem that it's actually in Royal Mail's network. Now that could be a Royal Mail problem, that could be a CX problem, I don't know. It's very infuriating, because it will be 4 days. 4 days. The thing with it is, if I try to contact CX going, yeah, it took longer than you said it would, they'll just say, no, that's 3 days. Monday to, arrived on Thursday, so that's 3 days. Even though that I ordered it on Sunday, and, you could argue that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is 4 days. You could argue that. But I know CX would just argue that it's the interim between Thursday and Monday or Sunday, which is 3 days. I know this because they've had the exact argument with CX before. They will not stand down. They will only stand down if you really do outline everything to them. And to be honest, for £2.50, whatever it is for their or £2.99, what it is for the current postage, because that's all they'll refund. All they'll refund is the postage. They're not going to give any money off the actual items themselves. All they'll refund is the postage. So it's probably not worth it, to be honest. So I'll probably just leave it. We'll go from there. Watching some YouTube, watching Luke Westaway, or normal adult Luke, play through some Bloodborne randomised. I'm about to pop out to the shop and get something to eat. It is payday, so I'm thinking of having something nice to have today. I do still have £20 in my wallet left over from last month, so I might use some of that too. I was thinking a takeaway or something, but I can't be asked to walk to McDonald's, to be honest. Could order something online, I guess, but I kind of want to spend the cash, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. And then tomorrow, me and my housemate are having a takeaway from this place. So there you go. Lots of stuff to look forward to. Anyway, I'm going to go and grab, continue watching this, drink my coffee, pop out to the co-op and grab something to eat. And I'll be back in a bit. Yep, that's what I think. Hi there, guys. So it's currently 12 AM on Thursday, the 1st of May 2025. As I record this segment, I'm currently making myself some noodles. I'm just letting the noodles soak up the water, and then I'll be putting the old packet mix in there in a moment. But I thought I'd record this little segment. Obviously I'm being a little bit quiet because there are people in bed right now. I was really hoping that my box sets from CX would arrive yesterday, but looking at the tracking, they are going to arrive tomorrow. I do want to give context when I said in the last segment whether it's a CX issue or a Royal Mail issue. Is I personally believe that recently the Royal Mail have been getting worse. I'm not going to say they're as bad as Every or some of those couriers. For those of you who don't know, Every in the UK used to be called My Hermes, and they are by far the worst courier in the history of the UK. To be honest, I don't think anybody likes My Hermes, to be completely honest with you. And just recently, when they say like, oh, we're going to deliver by like 2:15 PM, and then it changes like 7 PM, and 7 PM comes and goes, and you get no package, and all of a sudden you get another notification or another update going, oh, we're going to deliver it tomorrow now. I was actually talking to a colleague at work before I went off sick about the Royal Mail and how they deliver or not deliver, as the case might be, and they've had a very similar experience where they say, oh yeah, we'll deliver by this time, and then that time comes and goes, and they're like, oh, deliver by 7 p.m. 7 p.m. comes and goes, and then next thing you know, it's the next day, and you actually plan your time when it comes to those deliveries. So when they don't deliver on those dates, it can get a bit frustrating. Like at the moment, I'm not doing anything. At the moment, I have my doctor's appointment tomorrow at 10 to 10. It's a phone appointment. Looking forward to having a chat with the doctor and getting a plan into place and all that kind of stuff. Currently watching a Doctor Who podcast from the Confused Adipose. Really enjoying watching everyone's discussion on the latest episode of Doctor Who and what's to come in the future. I'm going to get back to that noodles because I can hear them boiling over or boiling right now, and I'll check back with you guys once I've had the noodles. Hi there guys, so it's currently almost 25 past 1 on Thursday the 1st of May 2025. Didn't I do one early this morning that was the 1st of May? I think I did. I think days are just blurring together right now. But I thought I'd come on here and update you guys that I've been signed off work until the 31st of May. My doctor called me about an hour ago, signed me off to the 31st of May. He's prescribed some additional medication to help out with what's going on, and that takes about 4 weeks to settle in. So that's why I'm off for another 4 weeks. I'm still waiting for my package from CX. It's due to be delivered at 10 past 12. I know. And it's coming 25 past 1 right now. As I was saying this morning, Royal Mail just gone downhill, in my opinion. They're going downhill in some respects. So, you know, although it did say online that they aim to deliver from 10:44 to 2:44, so 10:44 a.m. to 2:44 p.m. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if anything arrives today. I want to keep this vlog going until it arrives, and I'll probably start a new vlog either tonight or tomorrow. A new OTGV for next week or so. Once I have that package in hand, I can tie this OTGV up with a nice little bow, and then we'll move on to the next one. Shall we? I haven't been able to secure a Switch 2 just yet. Got very close at one point, but unfortunately no cigar as it stands at the moment. I am planning on either doing an all-nighter or getting up really early tomorrow morning and just sitting on Amazon's page and just refreshing until I can grab one. It seems around 9 to 10 o'clock every morning at the moment. They're uploading a bunch of Switch 2s internally, and there's a little trick you can do in order to get a Switch 2 basically. And I might just wake up early tomorrow and just keep doing that trick until something happens, until I get a Switch. Basically, I am a little nervous at the moment. I'm nervous that the box set, the Dawn of the Dead box set that I've ordered, is not going to be quite the one I'm thinking it's going to be. I really hope it is, but I guess we'll just have to find out. Two reasons is A, it was only £65. Was if you go onto eBay, they're like over £100, £120, £150. But I will say that CX have stopped basing their prices on eBay prices, probably because they realised they couldn't exist as a business by doing that. They had to undercut eBay. So what CX used to do is they used to use eBay as a way of setting their prices. Recently, they've actually lowered their prices, so to speak. Not in accordance. They've unsynced the prices from eBay basically, and then they'll do their own calculation of price. The other thing that's making me wonder if it's going to be the right box set is it hasn't said that it includes a book or anything. I really do hope it's the one I'm thinking it is, but I just have to wait until it turns up. Obviously, the Quartet of Torment is going to be the correct one because that's the only one. They have now released the tetralogy. Our video have released that. I'm half considering it, but at the same token, I'm not a massive Hellraiser fan, to be honest. I am going to watch the 4 films that are contained within the Quartet of Torment, obviously, but I'm not a massive fan, so I'll probably wait for that, see if I enjoy that, and maybe I'll buy the other 1 million Hellraisers that there are. I am interested in watching the Hellraiser that has Lance Henriksen in it, because I do like Lance Henriksen quite a bit, which started not as a Hellraiser film, and they kind of shoehorned Hellraiser into it. I know, they've done that with a few of the Hellraiser films. Obviously, you've got the Hellraiser movie that came out on Hulu last year or the year before, and you've got also the Hellraiser series, so maybe I'll do a bit of catching up. Who knows? Who knows? I know there was one with the female Pinhead, so to speak. I don't know if that was the series or whether that was the movie that released on Hulu. I'll have to do some research and go from there, basically. But I'm going to wait until this package arrives, and then I'll give you guys an update once I can, and all that good stuff. And then, yeah, we'll wrap up this one, and we'll go straight into the next one, shall we? So hi guys, it's currently exactly 3 AM on Friday the 2nd of May 2025, and as promised I am wrapping up this OTGV because they have finally now arrived. So I've got the Second Sight Dawn of the Dead 7-disc box set 4K. I did have this on Blu-ray a number of years ago, plus for a very short period of time I did have the non-limited release of this on 4K, but I sold that in order to get this. But it is the right version, so I'm very happy that that is the right version of the one that I wanted. I also got Hellraiser Quartet of Torment. This is a very nice box. I think again everybody and their and their mother knows about this one. But yeah, Quartet of Torment comes with a nice book. First 4 Hellraiser films on 4K. Very much going to look forward to checking that out in the coming weeks. And given that I've now been signing off work for a month, obviously those are probably going to be some things that I'm going to be taking up when it turns to entertain myself, I said, for next month or so, before I go back to work. But yeah, I'm just doing this little segment here to wrap up this OTGV, and then I would not be surprised that I just start another OTGV tomorrow. There's probably going to be a TFAC over the weekend at some point, just sort of taking everything I've spoken about in this OTGV and making it a bit more succinct. My TFACs tend to be less than 10 minutes or so, so I'll talk about that briefly in there. But yeah, and I need to record the Marvel Cinematic Universe box set, 4K box set, and need to record that for the My Gareth the Geek channel. So all of that will be coming over the next few days. But until next time guys, please take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.